Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. Let's begin with a song of welcome and a song of community. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is to be here together again.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Chag Sameach. It is so good to see you once again, to celebrate Shabbat, to celebrate Sukkot, the festivals, and we are very, very happy. I'm Rabbi Joe Black, Senior Rabbi. With me, our Senior Cantor Elizabeth Sachs, Associate Rabbi Emily Hyatt, Cantorial Soloist and Music Director Steve Brodsky, and all of you. And we are really, really happy to see you again and be seen. We can't see all of you, but we can see some of you. So we are going to continue with kindling the Shabbat and the festival lights. So I'm going to turn this over to Cantor.
That's true. This evening, we are actually going to say Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat Veshel Yom Tov, because both happen tonight. So we sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
Rabbi. Let's try that again. This is the season of building tents of holiness, shelters of peace in our land and in our hearts. This is the season of rejoicing in God's bounty and grace, in the radiance and splendor in heaven and on earth. This is the season of thanksgiving, of giving thanks for the gifts of the land, for gifts yet to come as we delight in the wonders of creation. This is the season of building, the season of building tabernacles of joy and gladness in our moments and in our days, in our homes and in our lives. This is the season that summons jubilation and exultation as we yearn for the great promise to be fulfilled, a world of harmony and love under one great sukkah, a sanctuary of wonder and awe, for all nations and all peoples, men and women arrayed in the light of God's glory until the end of days.
Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Mizmor shir b'yom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir b'yom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai uzamer l'shimcha. It's good to give thanks, to give praise, and sing songs to your name, Holy One. It's good to give thanks, to give praise, and sing songs to your name, Holy One. Mizmor shir b'yom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir b'yom HaShabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat.
As we welcome Shabbat, as the sun is setting, with the beautiful sunsets that we've seen here in Colorado, unfortunately, oftentimes their beauty is enhanced by the smoke in the air. We are reminded of the Kabbalists of Tzvat who would climb up Mount Meron, this incredibly beautiful forest, the only actually natural forest, one of the very few actually in Israel. And they would greet Shabbat as the sun set over the mountain with the words, Lecha dodi likrat kala, come my beloved to greet the Shabbat bride. And the joy and the beauty and the exaltation and the anticipation of a wedding is what they felt and what we should feel too. So come, let's greet Shabbat.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Let's sing that one more time. Sing along with me. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor V'Zachor B'dibur Echad Ishmiyanu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad U'Shmo Echad L'Shem U'Tiferet V'Litila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'Nelcha Ki Mekor HaBaracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshava Techila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Hitoreri Kiva Orech Kumi Ori Uri Shir Taberi Kevod Adonai Alayich Nigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. I welcome you, if you are so inclined, to rise and face the entrance to your worship space this evening as we welcome the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. I invite you to either stay standing or rise as you are able, either physically or spiritually, for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Let's get in the right key. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach
colors of early evening sky blend and deepen, allowing new lights to be seen, twinkling through the branches, the promise that in darkness, new light will be revealed.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta. We are love, love, love by unending love and unending love. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta. We are love, love, love by unending love and unending love.
Source of life, every year you plant within us a new tree of life. May it be your will that this year our Torah blossoms with kindness and not cruelty, wisdom and not foolishness, awareness and not thoughtlessness. May you teach us a Torah of love that will nourish us in every season.
Steve.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta. We are love, love, love by unending love and unending love. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta. We are love, love, love by unending love and unending love. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. all your soul. Love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. Where you live, where you lie, where you stumble, where you thrive, with all you speak, with all you know, with all your soul. Be like God, one like God, in love and life. Be like God, love like God, with all your heart, with all your might, with all your soul. When you seek, when you soar, when you breathe and breathe no more, love your God, be with God, go with God. Love your God with all your heart, with all your strength, with all your soul. Be with God, one like God. Go with God, be with God, one like God. Go with God.
God of old, the one who led our ancestors to a land of promise, a vision of abundance, milk and honey from holy soil. Grant me the strength to follow that sacred path, trials in the desert, trials of heart, the journey home. Ancient One, your voice resounds in the hills, your call echoes in the valleys, your mysteries waiting in the desert and by the seas. Home is in my breath, in my eyes, in my heart. Home is in the joy and the laughter, in the work and the struggle, in the toil and in the rest. Blessed are you, God of our ancestors. You are the way home.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Kamocha nedar bakodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, Adonai? Like you, Adonai. Sepele Nora Tehilo O Sepele Sing Yai Lai Lai Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Lai
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth, prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu va'al kol amo Yisrael va'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Adonai svatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. God, open my lips so that my mouth may declare your praise. Together, open my mouth so that my heart may sing your glory. Open my heart so that my eyes may see your wisdom. Open my eyes so that my soul feels your presence. Open my soul so that my hands do your mitzvot. Open my hands so that my works glorify your Torah. Open my works so that my deeds bear witness to your truth. Open my deeds so that my life bears witness to your justice. Open my life so that my spirit bears witness to your majesty. Open my spirit so that my days declare your holy name.
We rise as we are able for tefillah. Yay, lay, 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 lay. 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 Lay, 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 lay. Yay, lay, 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 lay. Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaon, u'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meimir Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atal HaChayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom halelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We take a moment now as we focus on those in our life, in our world, who are in need of God's healing presence. As always, I'll be reading a list of names of those who are in need of healing in our congregation, our government, our world. And if there are other names that are not on the list that I will be reading, I ask that you say them out loud, say them silently, so that all of us might ask for God's healing presence on their behalf. Mi sheberach avotenu kol habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. this Shabbat, we are mindful of President Donald J. Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. Zachary Hoffman, David Karner, David Lustig, Claudia Trevithick, Dr. Carrie McCallie, Sloan Kasten, Natalie Mosier, Corey Franklin, Margaret Glubach, Bob Connolly, Lori Markman, Jeff Cohn, David Goldenberg, Stuart Meyer, Sonny Talpers, Jerry Butter, Michael Rose, Kathy Steinberg, Catherine Plus, Steve Landert, Vicki Adams, Gene Silber, Scott Grant, Shanti Chazan, Robert Tucker, Jennifer Brynan, Lynn Pollitt, Sarah Ellen McIntyre, Lynn McLaughlin Cromar, Cindy Friedland, Dana Huss, Betsy Epel, Louis Karsh, Robin Huss, Joe Kaufman, Mandel Winter, Nancy Schwader, Devorah Miriam Bat Yehudit, Shirley Barton, Joanne Wilner Potts, Elaine Wolf, and Joyce Promuter, and all other names that are being printed, listed, said aloud. Let's sing together. Mi sheberach imotenu kol abracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We take a few moments now for Tfilat Halev, prayers of the heart.
Ose shalom bimromav, Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Ose shalom bimromav, Ose shalom hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Oh, say shalom.
I love that melody by Ilana Jagoda. Good friend of ours. Someday we'll have her back. I hope we'll have her here. So we have a special Shabbat tonight because it is the first night of Sukkot, and as such, we're not going to be necessarily reading from the Torah. We're doing that tomorrow morning, but we are going to do the blessings for the lulav and the etrog. And reading a little bit of another text that Rabbi Hyatt is going to teach us about. But I want to show you a couple of things here. First of all, this is the lulav. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. So a lulav, as it says in Leviticus chapter 23, we are supposed to bring the four different, arbat haminim, the four different species. So we have the palm, the willow, the myrtle, and Pri Eitz Hadar, which is called the fruit of a goodly tree, which we say is etrog. And we put them together, and they represent many, many different things. And throughout the course of Shavuot, we'll be teaching and talking more about it. So but I also want to show you, we have a very special, we actually have two etrog in Cantor sax. Can you come on too? I don't know if you can. There we go. Wow, there you are. So this etrog, look at how big that is, especially when I put it up to the camera. This etrog is grown here in Denver, Colorado at the Denver Botanic Gardens. And some of you may have seen the video that we posted on our Facebook page, but this past Wednesday, we went and harvested 2 homegrown etrogim. They're not quite ripe yet, which is why they're green, and this one is yellow. But there's also another reason this one is green and this one is yellow, and that is this one has a lot of insecticides and preservatives in it. This one has none. This is really, they do an amazing job there. And we are so fortunate to have it. Well done, Cantor. Can you do that again? That looked really nice. That was that. Oh, very well done. You could be on The Price is Right. So we have the etrog and the lulav, and there is a bracha. Cantor, can you chant the bracha? And I will wave it.
I can indeed. I think we actually have a slide with the bracha on it.
Even better.
We do.
A nice slide.
It is a beautiful slide. That's right. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav, which means, our praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to, literally, pick up the lulav and the etrog. Sadly, little etrog does not get its own bracha. Rabbi, how do we shake the lulav? What do we do?
Can we take the there we go. So you shake the lulav in all directions. You shake it up, you shake it down, you shake it to the north, south, east, west. I'm not sure if that's the right direction, but it is. And then you wave it because the lulav, among other things, symbolizes that God is everywhere. And so we shake it, and then you have to smell the etrog. Although I think I discovered tonight that I'm allergic to etrog because I've been itching like crazy. But that's another discussion for another time. So And there is something else that is also connected to the festival of Sukkot. And Rabbi Hyatt, you want to talk to us about that?
Why, hello, I would
Hello.
love to. So nice to see everyone here with our lulavs and etros. We do something on Sukkot that is very special, and that is that we read from the book of Kohelet, from the scroll of Kohelet. In fact, Kohelet, which is in English Ecclesiastes, I don't think that's English. What language is that? Is it English? Greek?
I think it's Latin.
Nobody knows. It's not Hebrew. In Hebrew, you know, Cantor knows.
It's Greek.
Greek. So we read from Kohelet, which is one of the scrolls, one of the Megillot that we have. And Kohelet is a really interesting text. And on the surface, one might read from Ecclesiastes and think that it is in fact quite depressing, because the text talks a lot about the meaning of life and death. And it's a little bit pessimistic, in fact, in the way that it talks about life and death. And the reason, we're going to get into it a little bit, and Cantor and Rabbi Black are actually going to read and translate some of Kohelet for us. But before we do that, let's talk about why we read this text on this holiday, on Sukkot. Because if you don't remember, we also call Sukkot Zman Simchatenu, the time of our joy. This holiday is supposed to be joyful and exciting and full of happiness. And then we read Kohelet, which has verses like, all is futile. And those two things don't necessarily feel like they go together. And yet, let's think about what we just did. We just finished this incredible journey of 40 days through Elul and Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And we really came face to face with our mortality in some of our prayers on Yom Kippur, right? And we thought a lot about this next year and what it's going to be and who we want to be. And then we go out into the sukkah and we are rooted in our physical space. And Kohelet brings us back to the here and now, rather than being up here in the lofty Yom Kippur. What's happening? Are we going to make it? What is this world? We just root ourselves in the physical right now. Because Kohelet teaches us that it's not about material things and it's not about wealth, because we never know what's going to happen. And so we just engage in the physical. We know it may be fleeting, that it may not last forever, and that's okay. And even though we often talk about building for tomorrow in many of our texts, Kohelet reminds us actually to build today, for today, and to enjoy what we have in this moment. And that it's not about what legacy we leave or how much wealth we accrue or amass. It's really about what it means to just go out into that sukkah, into that temporary dwelling, to be rooted in it, to stay there, to see the rain that might come through, or the smoke in our case that might trickle through the schach, the ceiling that we have on the sukkah. It's not perfect, and yet it is right now in this moment. And so I think it's about the balance between meaning and happiness, and about being present in our world and in our lives right now. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Cantor and Rabbi Black to chant for us from Kohelet.
Right before we chant from our text, we're going to say the Shehechianu blessing, which we do because this is our first night of Sukkot. And actually, if we were participating in a home ritual together, we would say this Shehechianu a couple of different times between candle blessing and Kiddush, and actually picking up the lulav. And so this is a big one. So let's make it count for all three. So we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
And so now we're going to chant for you some of the verses from Kohelet, which actually, to be fair to everyone, the name Ecclesiastes is a Greek translation of the Hebrew, but the word Ecclesiastes is also a Latin translation of the Greek. So everybody is right. So it works out very well. But you'll notice that when I chant this, it's actually not the melody that you usually hear for Torah or for Haftarah or even for the High Holy Days that you just heard a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago. the melody for the text that we read on the three festivals, Kohelet, Shir HaShirim, and I'm really bad at this, and Ruth, those three, I'll share the same melody. And particularly for this one, I find that the kind of the wispy nature of the chant works very well with some of what both Rabbi Black and Rabbi Hyatt just said about the meaning of the text. So as we chant, I will be chanting in Hebrew and Rabbi Black will translate in English. And so this is what it sounds like. Divrei Kohelet ben David melech b'Yerushalayim.
The words of Kohelet, son of David, king in Jerusalem.
Havel havalim amar Kohelet, Havel havalim hakol havel.
Utter futility, said Kohelet, utter futility. All is futile.
Ma yitron l'adam bechol amalo, sheya'amol tachat hashamesh.
What real value is there for a man in all that he gains or he makes beneath the sun?
Dor holech vedor ba ve'aretz le'olam omadet.
One generation goes, another comes, but the earth remains the same forever.
Hechacham einav berosho, v'haksil b'choshech holech, ve'yadati gam ani, shemikra echad yikra et kulam.
A wise man has eyes in his head, whereas a fool walks in darkness. But I also realized that the same fate awaits them both.
L'kol zman ve'yed lecho chefetz tachat hashamayim.
A season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven.
Et laledet ve'yed lamut, et latat ve'yed la'akur na'atua.
A time for being born and a time for dying. A time for planting and a time for uprooting the planted.
Et livkod ve'et lischok, et sefor ve'et rekod.
A time for weeping, a time for laughing, a time for eulogizing, and a time for dancing.
Hine asher haiti ani, tov asher yafeh le'echol ve'lishtot, ve'lerot tova bechol amalo, shaya'amol tachat hashemesh, mispar yemei chayav, asher natan lo ha'elohim, ki hu chelko.
Only this I have found is real good, that one should eat and drink and get pleasure with all the gains we make under the sun during the numbered days of life that God gives us, for that is our portion.
Sof davar hakol nishma, et ha'elohim yera ve'ed mitzvotav shemor, ki zeh kol ha'adam.
The sum of the matter, when all is said and done, revere God and observe God's commandments, for this applies to all humankind.
Ki et kol ma'aseh ha'elohim yaviv mishpat al kol nelam, im tov ve'im ra.
That God will call every creature to account for everything unknown, be it good or bad. The sum of the matter, when all is said and done, revere God and observe God's commandments, for this applies to all humankind. Shkach, kochech.
Oh, Baruch Ti.
Thanks.
Yasher koach to you as well. We continue now as we rise as we are able for Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach v'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, and of life and death. And so we take a moment now to call into our minds the names of those who we are missing today, those that we have lost recently, those that we have lost in the last year, those that we have lost at this season in years past. And we call to our minds those that we have lost in the last month: Harold Gluscoter, Anne Clemens Harrison, Paul Kamensky, Mason Isidore Knappel, and Howard Tavel. And we add those names to our Kaddish list, the list of those for whom this Shabbat, this Chag, marks a yortzeit: Beatrice Alpert, Eleanor Yale Ambrose, Harold L. Anfenger, Lester Asher, Rika Bauer, Samuel Bernstein, Sally Glick Brown, Albert Butler, Esther S. Cohan, Sadie Cohn, Margaret Cook, Herbert M. Crane, Louis I. Dubin, Alfred A. Feldman, Esther Gass, David Golden, Vernon Irving Goldstein, Kathy Ann Gordon, Norman Gerwitz, Vivian Kaufman, Justin Lair, Sid A. Levy, Herman Lindner, Ethel Wenberger Mann, Betty Flax Michaels, Saul Narlinger, Nancy Cohen Nicole, Joseph Oberfelder, Joseph W. Pepper, Harriet R. Radetzky, Harriet E. Raskauer, Rose G. Rathbone, Norman R. Rosen, Louis Samuel, Charles Schwartz, Murray Shaw, Benedict Schubart, Joseph D. Sheftel, Jane Simmons, Ava Smirnoff, and Richard Wallopfel. And we add to that list 10 of those who perished in the Holocaust that were from the city of Kolín in the former Czechoslovakia: Kamil Smirka, Murda Smirkova, Milan Smirka, Berta Smirkova, Milan Smiroka, Ella Spindlerova, Josefa Spirova, Berta Spitzerova, Yosef Sulhoff, and Lubomir Sulhoff. For all those and for anyone else for whom you are saying Kaddish tonight, may their memories be for a blessing. We rise as we are able, physically or spiritually, as we join together in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgarash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach leolam uleomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say together, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'yimru amen. So we take a moment now just to share with you all of the amazing things that are happening at Temple. There is still more holidays coming. They are not quite over yet. So tonight is Erev Sukkot. Tomorrow morning is Sukkot, the first day. And to celebrate Sukkot, the first day, and all of Shabbat, we will have Young Family Shabbat experience at 9 o'clock with me and my family, probably, fingers crossed, outside in a sukkah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, if it makes it through the night. So that will be tomorrow at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, Torah study with Rabbi Black, which you can participate in both on Zoom and through Facebook. If you have the Wufu link through our e-notes, and then you can register for the Zoom link. If not, everything is streamed on Facebook. At 11 o'clock, the community service will be led by Rabbi Black and Steve Brodsky, and all of those things that I just said, including 7 o'clock Havdalah with me, will be on not only Facebook, but also channel 1 of our website. And so if, as it seems to be tonight, there were some issues with Facebook, if that is a problem, you can always find it on our website on channel 1. So that is channel 1. On channel 2 of our website tomorrow, we have 2 students becoming B'nai Mitzvah at 11:30 a.m. Zach Kroner is becoming Bar Mitzvah. This is the 4th time that Zach has tried to become Bar Mitzvah since March, when many things have been rescheduled and shifted. And so we are so excited that he is finally going to become a Bar Mitzvah tomorrow. And then at 3 o'clock, we will be celebrating the Bat Mitzvah of Pippa Nelson Book. And this is the 2nd time that Pippa has tried to become a Bat Mitzvah. So it's going to be a great Shabbat. By the time we're done, many students will be happy that their ceremonies have been completed. I also wanted to call special attention to this upcoming Thursday, October 8th at 7 o'clock. All of us, your clergy team, will be hosting a virtual sukkah event where we will talk about some of the themes that we are associating with Sukkot always, but especially this year. This idea of hospitality and fragility and the balance of those two, which we always hold in tension on Sukkot, but particularly this year feel poignant and appropriate as we imagine what it continues to feel like to live in this world where we are conscious of our public health and how that relates to our community. And so in lieu of being able to gather in our beautiful sukkah in our courtyard this year, we are going to host a virtual gathering. There'll be a lot of information about that on Facebook and in the e-notes. And so we do hope that many of you will join us for that as well. But what else has to happen tonight, Rabbi Black, before we do Kiddush and Motzi?
Well, this is the first Shabbat in this month of October, which means we have birthday blessings. So if you had a birthday in the month of September, along in the month of Tishrei or month of Elul, you had your birthday also when the world had its birthday, which is a pretty special time to celebrate a birthday. So I'm going to once again share the prayer that I learned from my beloved childhood rabbi, Rabbi David Polish. Please repeat after me. Cantor, will you repeat after me? Okay. Help us, O God.
Help us, O God,
To live from year to year.
to live from year to year.
In our home.
In our homes.
In our synagogue.
In our synagogue.
In our sukkah.
In our sukkah.
With you in our hearts.
With you in our hearts.
And may this birthday
And may this birthday
be the best birthday
be the best birthday
there ever was.
there ever was.
Let's join together in the Shechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
And so now, with that in our hearts, we continue with Kiddush. We can imagine that we are outside in the sukkah with the stars above us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishid ki hu yom techila le'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tzion mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. And we bless our challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Rabbi Black, before you sing Turn, 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 can you let people know if they are sitting in their sukkah tonight, what is the bracha that they should say? For
The bracha for sitting in the sukkah is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'shev b'sukkah, which means we praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with mitzvot and commands us to dwell, to sit, actually, and sit is important, in the sukkah. You got to sit, you got to eat. And you know what I really have a craving for right now, Cantor?
What do you have a craving for right now, Rabbi?
Donuts.
Donuts. So true. Just imagine yourself in sugar stupor, and there you go. And then we're ready for Sukkot.
So let's sing.
Yeah.
Let's sing Turn, Turn, Turn together. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. To a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance and a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war and a time of peace, a time that you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain and a time to lose, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time of love, a time of hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. Sing with me. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven.
Yehi ratzon milfanecha, may it be your will, God, that we sit in our sukkahs or we sit in places that are temporary, and we remember that sometimes that's the point, to sit somewhere that won't be there next week and to appreciate it for what it is. May we have the ability and the sight that allows us to see outside of our walls. That's also the point of the sukkah, to make sure that we are not trapped inside, unable to pay attention to what's going on in the world around us. May that motivate us to vote and do all kinds of things to make our world a better place. And so we ask you, God, Tatzidenu l'shalom, help our steps be steps of peace, and Tadrichenu l'shalom, guide us on paths of peace. As we say to everyone, Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, and we'll see you tomorrow.